was saying there a little while ago. They probably thought I was going to come unglued a couple times when they couldn't get a defensive board, or the varsity guys. And then cutting down the nets after the Bird game, that was a really special thing for me, something kind of new. As an assistant, I've watched that being done with helping Coach Holler, but being able to do that with a group of guys, that really meant a lot. And then going down the following week to Southeastern and getting a big win down there. One, it was against somebody that all these guys had played against, Bergama's kid. It was at their place. We'd already had locked up a share of the title, and just a really, really neat feeling to come away there and the support that you guys have there showing up to watch us. I've got some records and some team things that I'd like to share with you. I don't know if the guys know this. I try not to share these things with the players until tonight. So we had a school record. I guess this dates back to since the merger of the two schools together. 21 win season, that breaks the record. It was 20, and that was set 3 years ago. We had 14 wins in a row, and I don't think they know this, that sets a school record. It was previously 12. This isn't necessarily a record, but I think it's really cool. We won 5 games in a 7-day stretch, and I can't imagine that's happened too much anywhere across the state of Ohio. That was kind of a worried time for me, just keeping guys healthy, but they were ready to go after that the 5th game in the 7th night. We could have gone out the next night. They were really good at getting themselves stretched out and ready to go the next night. We have a school record for shooting 100% from the free throw line in a game against Northeastern. We tied a league record for going undefeated, and that dates back to the 1978-79 season.
Really?
We had an 18-point deficit against Catholic Central, and what was really neat is that the JV team, like Coach Loud was telling earlier, they had that comeback win themselves, and then for us to do it too, that had to be one terrible night for Catholic Central. I'm going to add this in as a school record. I don't know. I haven't gained enough stats on it. I'm not sure it's one that's been kept. But we took 27 charges during the season, and so I'm going to start keeping that as a stat. We had 2 tournament wins, and I know that was something that was big on the radar of the players' goals to get to the Dayton University to play. We didn't quite meet that one. But getting multiple tournament wins is big for the program this year and then going forward. One of the things I talked about last year was how important it is to make free throws in fourth quarter situations. And we were 64% from the free throw line last year. We were 69% this year in the fourth quarter. And that's when you're tired and it's hard to step up and make free throws in those pressure situations. We're 11-3 in games decided by 10 points or less. And if I can come up with a couple words that describe our guys, resiliency and the team chemistry. I just think that was that being competitive. And I kind of go back to our captains. They weren't going to let us lose. They weren't going to let guys fall off the radar. Everybody had to be held accountable. When I went to the league meeting and to do our voting, there were several coaches that they were talking. They said, "Did you guys know that you were going to be this good?" And I said, "Well, we had a pretty good summer. You just don't know." And I said, if you go back to the first couple scrimmages, it sure didn't feel like if you were up there watching the Bell Fountain scrimmage, our 3rd scrimmage, a week before our first game, it did not feel like this was going to take place. So in that week, we just had so many injuries and things going on. Things really got figured out. The guys stepped up. But it was just kind of neat to listen to the other coaches talk about our group, how physical they were. That was one of the things that kept coming up. Man, you guys were physical. It was so hard. You guys can absolutely guard the basketball. And then last week, a group of us went down and watched Southeastern play Fort Lauderdale, and that was the district finals game. And even though they're not in our division, it was just kind of neat to go watch an OHC opponent. And I'm sitting back there and I'm watching Southeastern play, and I'm like, these guys are really good. Just watching how skilled they were and how fun they were to watch, and they end up knocking Fort Army off. And I'm thinking, we beat those guys twice. And so, as a coach, I don't get to sit up in the stands, obviously, to watch our team. but it kind of just set me back and let me reminisce a little bit. We must have been a pretty fun group to watch play this year.